Hey everybody, wanted to make a video about why I like leather. If you follow me on YouTube, or if we're friends on Facebook, you probably know that I like leather, and I work with leather. I have a small leather company called For the King Journals, which I need to change to For the King Leather because I make more than just journals. But I wanted to just talk a second about why I like leather. Because I really like leather. It really all started with Bibles, leather Bibles. I really kind of got into every Bible I got had to be a really good leather Bible. And as I don't want to say obsession, but as that hobby grew of these different kind of leathers, then I started getting leather journals, and I started making leather journals, leather wallets, and so on. So why do I like leather? What's so good about leather? Well, I would say first off, they smell great. If you've ever walked into like a Wilson's leather store, to a leather store where they have a bunch of leather coats and things, when you walk in there, that smell is awesome. I love the smell of leather. Some of you guys may have a leather smell car freshener in your car. You can buy like little air fresheners that smell like leather. So I like the way leather smells. And I like the way leather feels, and that's one of the things that I really liked about leather Bibles. Is I really loved the way a Bible felt in my hand. You know, there's nothing wrong with fake leather Bibles whatsoever. They're perfectly great. But there's something about the premium Bibles as I started to buy them. This is an R.L. Allen. It's a Highland goatskin. It's so soft. There's something about the way it feels in your hand if you've ever held a real piece of top grain leather, full grain leather, cowhide like my journal. It just feels good. I love the way it breaks in, how leather will break in over time. So even the way something feels that's leather changes over time. A lot of the leather, like for example, a lot of the leather products I make, these types of journals, are going to be their vegetable tan. It's tanned with a natural process, and it's going to be a little bit stiffer when you get it. However, whenever you use it for a while, it feels different over time. That's just the way they are. It's the same thing with, like a leather wallet. I make these little wallets, and when you first get these wallets, they're going to be stiff, but as you use them, they feel different. They change, the leather change, which brings me to the third thing I really like about leather, is the way it looks. I love the way leather looks. If you notice I don't know how well this is coming through on the camera, but I love the way real leather, top grain leather, has a grain pattern, like a natural grain of the animal. I love the way that looks, and what's really interesting about leather is that no two pieces of leather are ever going to be the same unless those pieces of leather have been stamped. So you can, some tanneries will split leather, and then once they split that leather, they will stamp it with a pattern. And obviously those are going to look really similar, but a top grain or a full grain leather, every piece is going to look different. Every piece is going to have flaws in it that I actually really like. I watch a lot of YouTube videos of people with doing reviews on pieces of leather like bags and notebooks, journals and Bibles or whatever. But what's really interesting to me is that I'll see these videos of like, here's my leather bag after 2 years, and then they'll have these straps, and it's darkened, and parts of it's dark, and it has more scratches on it, and they're like, oh, this piece is getting kind of scratched up and dinged up. That's what I like about leather, and that's something you need to understand about leather. If you get leather, if you buy leather, real leather, and you use it, it will change colors, and it's going to get marked up. It's going to get dinged up. It's going to get scratched up. And that's just what leather does. If that bothers you, then you should probably stay away from leather and get some kind of synthetic material that might last you a little bit longer. No, it won't. Actually, leather lasts you longer. But leather takes on character as you have it. So that's another thing I really like about leather, is that it develops character over time. And it really tells a story of where the piece of leather has been. For example, this is my notebook. So over time, and this is still fairly new, but over time this is going to scratch, it's going to ding up, and then a year from now when I pick this up, it's going to look more rugged. It's going to be just as tough as it's ever been, because leather's very strong material, but it will look different. It's going to look a little bit more weathered. It's going to be a little bit more scratched up, and those things are why I like leather. I like that it shows that character. I like that it tells that story of where it's been, and you can look at it and you can see that it has this character on it as a result of being with you as you have lived life. So that's why I really like leather. That's just some of the reasons why I like leather, and I have a few of these leather products here with me. But tell me some reasons down in the comments below, some reasons why you like leather, or maybe why you don't like leather. Have a good day. God bless.